Right, it all comes down to this. Well, the build side of it does anyway. I've got this supercharger belt to install here. I've got this little breather filter to install, and then I'm going to be hitting the key and hoping this thing fires up. Well, it's been a long road to get here, but finally I'm on the verge of starting this car up for the first time with the supercharger installed. Now, if you've happened across this video by pure accident via YouTube's wonderful algorithm, welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy this video. If you are curious to know how I have turned a virtually bone stock, in fact it was completely bone stock, 1.8 VVT MX5 into what you see today, which is a supercharged car, I have really got you covered on this channel because I've spent the last 18 months dedicating an entire series to this build. I've gone through each step in great detail, and I've also included all the expenses along the way as well. So if you were looking at doing something similar to your car, check out that playlist. You'd have a good idea about what to expect, and you could laugh at some of the bumps that I've incurred along the way as well. So I'll put a link to that playlist above my head right now. I'll also drop one in the video description. Check that out if you want. Right, enough of that. Let's get a belt on this car and see if we can make some noise. Right, I've ended up going with a 1250 belt in the end because the 1260 that was supplied in the G19 kit was too long because I fitted a calves reduction pulley. If you want to see that, I think it's back in episode, I think it's about 20 of the series. So, to get this belt on, I just need to slacken the belt tensioner here on the G19 bracket, move that pulley over, and then thread this belt around the crank pulley, the power steering pump pulley, and of course the supercharger pulley. Great, I've got that belt in position here and it's located correctly on all three pulleys. So now I'm going to tighten the tensioning bolt to take out any slack in the belt. And then once it's tight, I'm going to nip up the two lock nuts. There's one on the tensioning bolt here to lock that in place, and then there's another on the back of the idler pulley. And there we go, that is all there is to fitting the belt to the supercharger, and that was all made very easy by the G19 belt tensioner. Great, so the last thing I need to do now is throw on this small breather filter on the barb at the side of the rocker cover, then nip up that Jubilee clip. Done. Right, cross your fingers time, let's give this a whirl. Now this is still on what is essentially the base map, so I'm not going to be doing any driving today, nor am I going to be revving the nuts off it on the driveway. This is basically just a test fire to make sure everything's okay, make sure we've got no major issues, and then I can move on to getting it remote tuned, which I'll be covering in a later episode. So, let's kick it in the guts. I'm nervous. Here we go. Holy shit! That supercharger is loud. Wow. I can't believe it. I've made something that works. This is truly life-altering. It is extremely loud, that supercharger. This is why I was talking about maybe fitting dual throttle bodies just to keep that supercharger noise down, but man. Right, well I'm just going to let the car warm up for a bit, check we've got no leaks, no fuel leaks, oil leaks, etc. I'm going to go out and film some more footage on my phone, and then I think we can call this a day, you know. What a success! Right, so there we go. We've got a running supercharged MX5. I'm pretty blown away by this. I think that's quite an achievement. So obviously now this is ready for tuning, which I've been speaking to Alex Hickson, who comes very highly recommended when it comes to remote tuning these ECUs, the Motorsport Electronics ECU, that is the 221 or the 442. So the remote tuning process is what's going to be coming up in the next episode. Actually, scratch that. What I'm going to do in the next episode is do a little bit of an update to the costs and the expenses that I've incurred during this build, because behind the scenes I've been selling some parts, so I'm going to make a bit of an adjustment to that figure. I'm going to go over that in the next episode, and then I can get on with remote tuning the car. Actually, I haven't even done the budget update for today's episode, have I? So the belt, the 1250 belt that I bought, that was £8.19, and the small filter was £4.59. Now I really cheaped out on that thing because at some point in the future I do want to do a catch can setup on this thing, so I cheaped out on that, £4.59. So with those two expenses, our current total is now at £1,858. But like I said, keep an eye on the next episode because I'm going to revise that figure just a little bit. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did, because I really enjoyed that. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you want to stay up to date with what's left of this build, please do subscribe to the channel. Thanks. See you in the next episode.